Thanks to the Victorian Government, it's time to visit Victoria for round 5 of the My Bike Motorcycle Insurance Australian Superbike Championship presented by Motul. For the second time this season, we arrive at majestic Phillip Island, a place of stunning natural beauty, but more importantly, the home of the best racetrack in the world. Phillip Island is renowned for always providing extremely close racing along with its stunning natural vistas. Last time out at Morgan Park, it was Mike Jones who took the race wins and a solid 50 championship points. Broc Pearson was second in both races after qualifying on pole and challenged Jones all the way to the flag in race number 2. Championship points heading into round 5 sees Josh Waters leading on 179.5 points, 15 points ahead of a resurgent Jones in second. Crew Halliday is third on 145, with young guns Broc Pearson and Max Stouffer rounding out the top 5. McMartin Racing with Hi-Tec's Josh Waters once again proved to be the rider to beat this weekend, surging to his 15th Superbike pole position, his 7th at Phillip Island. Crew Halliday will start from second on the grid and Harry Voigt rounds out the front row. Phillip Island, of course, everybody knows this magnificent track. We charge down the Gardner Straight into Motul Corner, turn 1, and then we transition to the left-hand side of the tyre through the long turn 2, through turn 3, and then up to the iconic turn 4. Honda Corner this weekend. Down now to the bottom end of the circuit at Siberia, through the left at Dunlop, and then we head up towards the magnificent Hayshed, turn 7. The Race and Road Corner will catch plenty out this weekend. Across the top of the hill and down into Pirelli, turn 10. Then we set sail for the start-finish line through Michelin, turn 11, round through turn 12, and then across the start-finish line to complete a lap of Phillip Island.
+30 years we've been coming to the island, Chris. It's just a spectacular place, isn't it? And it's a very special track here in Australia.
Oh, it's iconic, not only here in Australia, but around the world. You know, when you come here, Australian Championship, it's fantastic, but we get MotoGP, we get World Superbikes, and it is iconic, and it does make, in my opinion, some of the best racing in the world.
Yeah, absolutely. And you brought me here to this corner, the AWMF corner, for one reason, because you think it's the most important corner. You get to speed up as you head down the hill.
Well, it's a long corner. It's probably the longest corner on the circuit, turn 2, the southern loop, we used to call it in GP times, and it is a double apex, so the entry is crucial. But there's a few overtaking points in this corner. You can overtake on the way in. Then to get a good drive out of here, you want to let the bike run a little bit wide mid-turn. If you do it too wide, a guy can slip it up the inside of you again, but it is very important to get the drive out of this corner and down into turn 3.
Great view in the background too, but you don't get a lot of time to look at that, do you?
I don't.
Well, Chris, you know me, I always like a bit of a combo. And Race and Road corner behind us here is one of my favourite corners on the track, because you really go through there, speeds of over 200, up to 240 in the middle of the corner. And then we head up to Ducati. It's a blind left-hander. And the thing for me about that is how much you really have to trust the front up that hill. And you can get a good drive around the outside of the inside of your competitors up there to get a good spot for braking into the next one.
It's so, like you said, Steve, it's so fast through here, and they resurfaced the track, so the grip is up and the camber changes. So you head to the outside, it does drop away. You are flying through here, you said like 240 plus Ks an hour. That ripple strip does come up, and you do have to set your entry up for Ducati turn. And that is an interesting one, because you crest the top of the hill. The bike gets very, very light through there. It's a difficult one. If you go wide, someone can get up the inside of you, and you're trying to not sacrifice too much because you want to get a good entry into MG down the bottom. So yeah, really tricky part of the racetrack. I love it as well, but I love all the Phillip Island.
Well, Chris, you know I hate talking about your history and your past, but as a guy who's finished on the podium in Supersport, World Superbike, and you've beaten Valentino Rossi around this track, this final complex is where it's at.
It is. It's very important, and it's very, very fast. We've got the sort of the slow MG hairpin, if you like, and then you run onto the straight starts. Turn 11, turn 12, you're accelerating up the gears, 4th gear when you enter this last turn, and then trying to get the bike to drive down this straight where you reach well over 300 kilometers an hour. It's sensational to ride. When you get it right, it's so fast, it's spectacular, and it, like I said before, it's one of the coolest racetracks in the world. So yeah, I love coming here, and I loved racing around here.
Conditions also play a massive part in the way the race will play out here at Phillip Island.
Well, it is. We're on the edge of the ocean, aren't we? And the wind does come in, Steve. The weather rolls in, and the wind direction really affects. I think for me, racing, that's one of the biggest things. It affects how it pushes you down the straight, or it's a headwind down the straight, and that can help you in a certain corner or push you wide in a certain corner. So it really affects things. It affects the riders' reactions, how they're feeling on the bike, and how the team are going to set up that motorcycle. They might need to change their gearing. They might even need to change suspension, chassis setups to work with that wind or the rain or whatever's coming in. So it is very variable, and you have to be on your toes and ready to go.
Well, there you have it, the Ducati track preview for this weekend.
Well, with thanks to the Victorian Government, we are visiting Victoria for the 5th round of the My Bike Motorcycle Insurance Australian Superbike Championship presented by Motul. And Steve, it is time to go racing for the AMA Warehouse Superbike category for the first time this weekend. Race number 1 coming up very, very soon. We've already seen this year take on a whole new level of importance. Who will be the first person to win 4 championships? That run home to the final race at the Bend Motorsport Park starts now.
In the history of the Australian Superbike Championship, 5 riders have won 3 titles. Shaun Giles, in fact, won 3 in a row. This year, though, for the first time, we've got 2 riders that are going for that 4th championship.
To win 4 championships would be extremely special. No one's been able to do it yet. I look at guys that have won the 3 championships, and I don't see myself, you know, I think, oh, Shaun Giles or Glenn Allen, you know, you look at them and you think they were the guns. Yeah, it would be extremely special to be the only one that's done that. And yeah, that's what I'll try my hardest to do.
You know, nobody's done 4 before, so there's a few of us that are sitting on 3 at the moment, and yeah, it'd just be cool to be the first one to do it, you know. And I think, you know, doing it with Yamaha would be really good too. I mean, we had our championship in 2022, so to get another one with them would be would just put the icing on the cake.
I didn't know that myself and Mike have both won 4 races apiece. He was obviously quite strong up in his home rounds, but I was happy with how I went at those rounds. I really get on with this circuit. I enjoy Phillip Island on any motorcycle I've ever ridden. I've ridden numerous different manufacturers and all had success on those bikes. I just happen to be on the Ducati, which also likes the track at the moment. So this weekend isn't going to be easy because weather conditions, we don't know what it'll be. The track conditions also, because the circuit hasn't been used a lot, so it's quite abrasive at the moment. So it'll be great to watch, but as a competitor, it's very nerve-wracking.
Coming into the weekend here at Phillip Island, we've had a lot of confidence because we've come from, you know, 2 rounds in Queensland where I've won all 4 races. So yeah, the confidence is boosted there because of that. I do know that Phillip Island's been a trickier track for me in the past, but you know, having those race wins, I know that I can do it. So yeah, that definitely elevates me heading in the weekend.
Yeah, for the rest of this year, I just need to get the job done. A little bit different for the other guy. When you're the one being chased, the chaser, they can hang it all out and do whatever they have to do. Like Morgan Park, that's the kind of circuit that you have to ride with, I don't care. I'm putting it all out there, and if I crash, I crash. If I win, I win. If you start riding trying to be too safe, you can pick so many problems with that circuit. So I need to just worry about myself and, yeah, be smart.
We've got 3 rounds to go. We're sitting in a nice position. We're 2nd place in the championship. We've clawed back a lot of points from the start of the year, albeit we're still 17 points behind Josh. He's got a bit of a gap on us out the front, and obviously this is a track that he is really, really strong at. So for sure, we will reevaluate at the end of this weekend as to how it goes. But look, the biggest thing is that, you know, he's got a bit of a buffer there. Reality is he doesn't have a whole lot of pressure on himself. You know what I mean? He can do it probably pretty easy, I think. But for me, you know, I'm just trying to look to get the most out of myself. You know what I mean? And I think if I can do that, then we'll go to the next 2 tracks, where tracks that I feel like I can be really strong at, and I'd like to take advantage there.
Well, there you have it. 2 of Australia's best battling it out to the end. I know that Phil Harlem thinks it's going to be Josh Waters. Chris Vermeulen thinks it's going to be Mike Jones. Well, me, I'm going to wait to the end and see who it is, and I'll go for them.
7 races over 3 rounds. It's going to be a very tight tussle all the way to the flag. And we've got a wild card in the mix this weekend in the form of Harry Voigt.
Yeah, you're right. There's no clear winner. We've got a lot of wild card people that we could talk about too. Arthur Cece's, who's been unbelievable as well. Let's head down to Chris to see what he thinks.
Yeah, we are. The riders have finally rolled up, Phil, and with Crew Halliday, second place on the grid. Yesterday's pace looked impressive. You were the only sort of Yamaha that could push these Ducatis. Do you think you got it for race pace?
Yeah, I hope so. I think our race pace is pretty good. It's just, this win, I think this win's going to play a big toll. It's pretty hard down exiting out of 2 and heading into 3. Like the trolley's even run away now, but
we're losing the generator, guys.
Yeah, but no, it's pretty crazy. You come through Hastings, a full headwind, so it's going to change a lot. But we're definitely going to get pushed into turn 1. But hopefully I'm not the only one that just felt that. But I think we got a good race pace. As I said before, and as everyone noticed, I'm not the greatest starter, so it's helped me qualify on the front row. So it helps me get down to that first turn because it's pretty far away. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be hard. Just need to, how Philip Island's like. You just got to be. If you panic in the first part, you're just going to go backwards. So just stay cool, calm, collected, and just make my way forward.
Well, you know how to do it. Good luck.
Thank you.
There you go. Yeah, definitely a guy that's in with a shot for this race is Crew Halliday there. I'm going to come over here to a young gun, Harrison Voigt. We haven't seen Harry for a couple of rounds, but he was here for round 1 earlier this year, and you were impressive. You were very fast then. Harry, how's it going this weekend?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's been going not too bad. We've had a bit of speed. We're a bit more consistent compared to the first round, so that's a positive. And yeah, the conditions are much different. Typical Phillip Island, you don't know what you're going to get, but right now it's much more windier compared to the qualifying. So yeah, I think it's going to be a pretty interesting race to see where we're all at.
Is that win good for you, or you're not worried?
No, honestly, it's a pain in the ass, hard to turn, but no, we'll make do of it. It is the same for everyone.
Yeah, you're exactly right. It's the same for everyone. Good luck.
Thank you.
It's great to see these young fellas up here and fighting and improving every round, guys. I want to just come over and quickly catch Anthony West, because with that high wind we were talking about this morning, Westy did 322 kilometres an hour down the front straight this morning. It's 200 miles an hour in the old number. How is it out there in the wind, Ant?
Yeah, good. Yeah, that 322 was the fastest this bike's ever gone. I had the perfect slipstream behind that Ducati. I slipped him, then slipped one of the back markers, and then I just had a good run onto the straight. But yeah, by itself it doesn't go that quick. But yeah, that was a nice enter in turn 1 at 320. So
almost like being on a MotoGP bike back in the day.
Yeah, definitely getting close to it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And how's the bike set up? How do you feel for this race, Anthony?
Yeah, I don't know. I think most sessions have been pretty good. Qualified didn't go as well as what everything else is reflecting. So it's going to be a hard race for sure with the wind, but yeah, I think I can beat the few guys that are in front of me. We'll see where we end up.
Well, you know how to do it. Good luck.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
And starting from the front row of the grid will be McMartin Racing with K-Tech's Josh Waters. On board bike number 21, Crew Halliday, Yamaha Racing Team rider, will start out of position number 2, and Harry Voigt starts out of position number 3.
What a good weekend Arthur Cece's has had, starting row 2 with Mike Jones and Glenn Allerton finishing it off.
Yeah, Brian Starring for MotoGo Yamaha on row 3, along with Desmo Sport Ducati's Broc Pearson and Penrite Racing's Max Stouffer.
Ant West, another rider to shine this weekend. Cam Dunker and Matt Walters on the Kawasaki row 4.
Yeah, Johnny Littress, Paris Hardwick and Ryan Yanko make up row 5, with Ty Lynch, Adam Senior and Josh Sutherland on row 6.
Michael Kemp, Charles Holding and Noel Mann with Paul Linkenbach on row 8.
So Dane Thompson unfortunately crashed on the warm-up lap initially, causing a little bit of a delay. This race has been reduced from 11 laps now down to 9. You can see all the riders there trying to get some warmth into those front tyres.
Look at
so that when they charge through Motul Corner on the first lap, Steve, there is some heat in those tyres.
Last 2 weeks, the wind has been diabolical here in Victoria, and it's not letting up today.
So Josh Waters, one of the last riders back, taking up the position on the front row of the grid. Keep your eye on fast starting Arthur Cece's from row 2. A good qualifying for Arthur on the stop and seal machine. As we get ready to go racing for the first of our AMA Warehouse Superbike races for today. The revs rise. And Superbikes are go. Good start there from Josh Waters and Harry Voigt. Drew Halliday's got a reasonable start by his standards, and he will be well positioned as they make their way down in towards turn 1 for the first time. But it is the on-your-bike men that have got a great start, and they are first and second as they make their way through turn 1.
Yeah, good start there by those two guys. Waters and Voigt lead the way at the moment with is that Allerton, and Arthur Cesis is up there as well. So he did get a good start, but Crew Halliday is down the back, and Matty Waters has dropped back to 20th. So something's happened to Matt Waters. Let's hope that he's okay.
As they make their way into turn 4 for the first time, it was Voigt having a bit of a look up the inside. Max Stouffer's also got a good start on the Penrite Racing Yamaha as well, and he's moved forward up into a 6th or 7th position as they make their way through Dunlop for the first time. But it was already Waters starting to stretch out a bit of, big move there from Allerton. He'd moved up into 2nd position, and the bike was completely sideways as he got on the gas and out of Dunlop corner.
Cam Dunker's had some sort of mechanical issue as well. He's out of the race. So unfortunately, Cam Dunker fans, he won't be in this one.
Yeah, Matt Walters has picked back up to a 17th position on this first lap, and he's returned to racing after injuring himself at turn 1 at round 2 of the championship. You can see him there, back on board the Kawasaki ZX-10 as well. Broc Pearson also coming from a long way back in the pack as well. So I'm not sure what's happened to Broc Pearson, Steve, but he's way down outside the top 19. He was behind Matt Walters, it looked like.
Yeah, maybe they had it coming together because both of those guys went down the pack simultaneously.
Now Allerton under extreme pressure now from Arthur Cesis on board bike number 61. Someone very wide.
That's looks
that
like
was Max.
Yeah, Stauffer.
So it is Waters leading by 0.3 of a second, 1:37.5 from a standing start for Waters.
Yeah, that's
Allerton holding down 3rd under pressure from CC's, and also Crew Halliday in 5th.
Yeah, CC's looks to go up the inside, but now he's lined himself up around the outside. Be hard pressed to pass Allerton under brakes, but up the inside for 3rd position there. What an incredible move.
That was Crew Halliday, Steve. He went from 5th to 3rd in one fell swoop. He went around the outside of Arthur on the brakes, up the inside of Allerton. I still can't believe I actually saw that.
Straight through the middle. That was an incredible overtake by Halliday, and he's put himself in a really good position now.
Talk about threading the eye of a needle. A demonstration of bike control there from Crew Halliday into turn 4, the Honda corner. And he's taken Arthur CC's with him. Allerton's probably still trying to believe that actually happened. I think he might have got run a fraction wide on the exit of the corner as well, which has slowed his progress. And he's now coming under pressure from Mike Jones.
Remember that Allerton's bike's one of the bikes out there with the biggest wings on it, which could be affecting him in these super windy conditions.
So AMA Warehouse Superbikes are all go and all action in the first 2 laps of this race. So they come round to complete our first flying lap. What is the lap time that Josh Waters is going to pull out of the bag? And he's managed to pull out a small lead over Harry Voigt. It's up to 0.4 of a second as they came out of position number 12, lap number 12, so corner number 12, and 0.3 of a second as they came across the line. A 1:31.7, a 1:31.725 for Voigt in second, and 32.2 for Crew Halliday in 3rd.
Well, that lap time from Crew Halliday is pretty impressive when you consider he had to pass 2 people to do it.
And West putting a fair amount of pressure on the back of Mike Jones as well as they make their way through Alpine Stars corner. Voigt has closed up onto the back of Waters as well as they come down into turn 4 Honda corner.
Well, CC's is certainly hanging on to the back of Crew Halliday at the moment too, isn't he? So his lap time 32.5 last time through, and his first flying lap was pretty impressive as well.
Well, Arthur CC's still looking for his first podium in the Superbike category, as we see a replay of, unfortunately, Cameron Dunker having some problems there with the Penrite Racing Yamaha as he came down into Pirelli corner on that the first lap of the race. So disappointment there for the young man from Curry Curry.
Yeah, big move there by Crew Halliday as well, which Arthur Cesis also got through there. Glenn Allerton looked like he ran a little bit wide, but look at the gap that these two guys have eked out already. Harrison Voigt there, how much can he learn from that guy in front? Josh Waters, super talented.
Well, Harry Voigt spends a lot of time racing over in Europe, comes back here and jumps on board that bike, and it's like he's never left it. Seems very comfortable on it as Arthur trying to go down the inside of Crew Halliday as they make their way down into motor corner turn 1. Halliday just lets the brakes off and runs in there with a fraction more corner speed. Allerton still managing to hold off Jones and West as well in that battle for 5th position.
Well, we need to keep an eye, Phil, on the gap between Josh Waters and Crew Halliday. At the moment, it's 2 seconds. It's going to be interesting to see what pace Halliday's got. Can he close that gap down?
Well, Crew Halliday's the only man that's been able to best Josh Waters around here over the last couple of years, and he's done it on a couple of occasions. Of course, did it last year, and it's also done it once this year as well. They're looking to try and increase that win ratio and get it up to 5 Superbike race wins. Is Crew Halliday. They make their way out of Dunlop Corner.
Ant West is also on a bit of a run at the moment. He's right up there behind Mike Jones, doing like some really good lap times, the same lap time as Jones. So Jones is there, and he's under a lot of pressure from the guys behind him at the moment. He's got to finish as high as he can, obviously, for the championship. And look at West past Allerton. Another place for him. Allerton goes back around the outside. We know how tough he is. He's never going to give up, is he?
Well, those two are both pretty tough, Steve. They're both in their 40s and still racing at the top of the field here in ASBK. Two of the most experienced riders you can get. Plenty more action coming up here from Phillip Island. Back shortly. And welcome back to Phillip Island. It is round 5 of the My Bike Motorcycle Insurance Australian Superbike Championships presented by Motul. And this race number 1 here is getting towards its halfway point now with 4 laps down and the reduced 9-lap journey.
Arthur Cece's pulled alongside Crew Halliday there, but in the braking area, Halliday just didn't back off and held that 3rd position again. That gap, 2.4 seconds now, so Waters is pulling away, but Harrison Voigt is staying with Waters pretty easily.
Yeah, only a couple of thousandths of a second between their lap times on that last lap. To give you an idea of the experience level in this field, this is Glenn Allerton's 225th Australian Superbike race start, and it's Josh Waters' 150th.
Oh, we got a rider wide as well.
Ty Lynch. Westy.
Yeah, okay, he was pushing hard, wasn't he? Ty Lynch has also entered the pit, so Ty Lynch with some sort of issue as well.
So it is the McMartin Racing with Hi-Tec duo of Josh Waters and Harry Voigt that lead this race.
Yeah,
bit of a gap back there to Crew Halliday in 3rd position. You can feel the wind there, and we can see a replay on the Ducati replay now of Ant West just getting it a little bit too hot into turn 4 Honda corner. Has to run across the green area now onto the long lap penalty loop, but regains the track, only losing a couple of positions.
Completely different lines for those two guys there too, haven't they?
Yep, then we've got the two Olan's men with Crew Halliday and Arthur Cece's coming through in 3rd and 4th position. A great Yamaha battle there from those two riders. It is the factory rider, the YRT man, Crew Halliday, and the stop and seal entry, Arthur Cece. He's only been riding this bike. This is his 2nd round on the machine.
That's Michael Kemp who's gone down.
Yep, Kempy, the South Australian, been doing a pretty good job so far this weekend. That looked like it was Pirelli corner, turn 10, I think, Steve.
Yeah, a little bit of a moment there for Harrison Voigt. He looked like he was doing it pretty easily, so he started to get out of shape there. Up the inside he goes. This is not Craig McMartin's preference, but Voigt wants to show what he can do.
So Voigt up the inside, going to let Josh follow him around for a couple of laps, maybe do a little bit of the legwork for the team.
Look, this is still good for Josh Waters to finish 2nd. I mean, he just doesn't need to get caught up in it. Of course, Harrison Voigt is young. As we have a look in the replay again of the Michael Kemp incident, and unfortunately he bumped on the inside there and was taken out. Not too much damage, but this one on the Ducati replay where Harrison Voigt nips up the inside as smooth as you like. No pressure there, Josh, but Voighty goes through and he's going to want to give it everything he can.
Well, it looks like Michael Kemp's still trying to get his Yamaha R1 started and resume in the race. Looks like he's done that with the bike moving off from turn 10. Look at this starting to close up now. Mike Jones starting to close in on the back of Arthur Cece's as well. On the last lap, Mike Jones did his fastest lap of the race at 32.4, and it was a 33.7. Sorry, 33.0.
There goes Cece's.
He's down the inside of Crew Halliday into motor corner turn 1.
Well, Cece's is never going to have a better opportunity to get a podium than right now. He's in the box seat. He's only got to hold it together for 1.5 laps.
though. Arthur Cece's, could it be Stop and Seal's first podium in the Superbike category? Could it be Arthur Cece's first podium in the Superbike category? Can Crew Halliday hold out his teammate Mike Jones? And Glenn Allerton is stalking them all, Steve Martin. Could it be Glenn Allerton on the podium for the first time for the GT racing team?
Yeah, Allerton's come good, and Allerton up the inside of Mike Jones. Jones strikes back, and Allerton stuck in that position of 6.
So can I tell you, Mike Jones would know that Glenn Allerton is right behind him, and Glenn Allerton would love nothing more than to be able to finish ahead of this Yamaha racing team duo.
Did you see how much the back of Arthur Cece's bike is moving around now? Halliday will have seen that. You can be sure that Halliday's going to strike.
Well, Arthur Cece's asking plenty of questions there of the rear tyre as they made their way up through Dunlop. Down into Pirelli we come. Can Halliday get back up the inside? No,
he does.
Very late on the brakes. He's run wide.
Yep, he's run wide. Mike Jones is looking around the outside too. Jones is going to use his corner speed around the outside. Can't quite do it, but Cece's is certainly under pressure.
Look at the corner entry speed of Mike Jones there as they made their way through Yamaha Rev's hard corner.
Halliday knows he's going to have to work for this. He knows that Cece's bike, using the slipstream, can get past him. He'll be sucking down in that straight, and it is Halliday. Up the inside, look at Allerton. Allerton goes through too.
Oh, he gets both the Yamaha racing team men on the using the speed of the M1000RR. How did he hold it on the line into to turn
He ran wide though, and it is Cece's back in that podium position.
How many position changes did we see, Steve, between this group from turn 12 to turn 2? They were all over the shop. They were all over the shop. As we're on our final lap now, it is still Harry Boyd and Josh Waters that lead this race. We've got a 4-way battle for the last place on the podium. Currently, he's being held down by Stop and Seals after Cece. Crew Halliday up into a 4th place now. Jones still in 5th and Allerton in 6th.
Well, Cece's needs to hold this together. I don't know what Josh Waters is going to do up front. He's probably better off just to sit there and not do anything silly. But Arthur is having the race of his life at the moment.
Waters closes in onto the back of Voigt as they come up through Ducati now and across the top of the hill.
Will Waters try as they head down into Pirelli corner? No, Voigt, how quick is he into there?
Very, very quick down the hill and into turn 10, the Pirelli corner on the brakes. Through Michelin we come for the final time. Waters, will he close up onto the back and will he be able to use the slipstream as they come to the line? Voigt, elbow down through Yamaha Rev's hard corner, has got a great run through that final corner.
And he's not backing off, he's taking the win.
Takes the win, Harry Voigt, his first win in the Australian Superbike Championship over many years of coming back here and being a guest rider in both Superbike and Supersport. Takes the win over Josh Waters. After Cece's in 3rd, Crew Halliday in 4th, Glenn Allerton in 5th, getting the better of Mike Jones in 6th. Max Stoff will be the next rider through in 7th position. But congratulations to McMartin Racing with Hi-Tec and Harry Voigt on his first Superbike race win. So Waters will extend the championship lead, but probably not by as much as he wanted. Harry Voigt, as you see, confirmed to take the win by 0.227 of a second over Josh Waters. After Cece's his first ever podium. Congratulations, Arthur. Crew Halliday in 4th, Glenn Allerton in 5th, a fine ride. Mike Jones in 6th, Stouffer in 7th, Ant West in 8th. Broc Pearson recovered to 9th after being way down the field on the lap 1. And John Littress rounds out your top 10. Our top 3 have made their way to the podium. They're with Chris Vermeulen.
Yeah, thanks very much, guys. I am down here. What a race that was for the AMA Superbike Race 1. It all happened at the start, didn't it? But this man, Arthur Cece's first ever podium in the class. Congratulations, you must be wrapped.
Yeah, thank you. It's been a long time coming. It's good to finally be on a proper bike. It shows, obviously, 3rd time on it and on the podium, so no, I'm really happy.
At race 2, many changes coming, or are you just happy with it?
No, I'm happy. I think the wind's playing a big role in it, and I think it looks like the rains might come, so I'm usually all right in the wet. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Congratulations again, Arthur. Well done. There you go. That's our 3rd place man. 2nd place, the championship leader, Josh Waters. Probably not the way we expected him to finish compared with his teammate, but Josh, man, you guys had some pace. You were riding away from the field, but 2nd place, you happy with that?
Yeah, good, great for the championship. I just didn't want to do anything silly, so it was all good. Next race, I just need to have a little bit more of a go. Yeah.
Beat your teammate?
Yeah. So I was just, it was all good.
Congratulations.
I'm not even sure where the others finished, so.
They were further back, so there you go. You extended the lead.
Yeah, so all good. Big thanks to the team and all of our sponsors.
Congratulations again. There you go, our 2nd place man and championship leader and extender, Josh Waters. But first ever win. this young fella, Harrison Voigt, very impressive. Congratulations.
Thank you. I don't know what to say. It was a good race. Obviously, I won, but no, it was pretty hectic out there with the wind. I noticed Josh was struggling a little bit, so at the start I was trying to pass him, and it was a bit desperate, so I thought, right, I'll calm down because it was 2 close calls, and I didn't want to take out my teammate, and especially because he's fighting for the championship. But no, big thank you to Mick Martin Racing for giving me such a great bike. It's been nice to get my first ever win on the Superbike, and yeah, we'll see how we go in race 2.
That was impressive. Good luck for the next one.
Thank you.
Plenty more action coming up here from Phillip Island. Back shortly.
Well, Broc, great to see you here at Phillip Island. We'll touch on this place soon, but we need to talk about the last round, Morgan Park. Geez, for me, it was a bit of a breakthrough round for you. Sensational. How did it feel?
Yeah, it was really good, Chris. I mean, like, we went into the round with off the back of a pretty bad test. I had a pretty big crash at turn 3 there under the bridge, and I hurt myself pretty bad. And I turned up not so. Didn't feel like I was in the best form, but you know, we really chipped away at that weekend, and we made some huge progress with the bike. And yeah, we almost won a race, which was cool. But yeah, it was a bit hard to suck that up, missing it by so close. But anyways, it's better to be battling for a win than a 5th place.
Very much so. And does it, like, you've had struggles over the past, we've known years of your career, and you've shown your speed at times, but does it feel like you've overcome that and this is the step forward? You've got the team help with the setup. Is the whole package starting to gel for you? Is that what it is?
It is, yeah. I feel like for me, like it's been a really big learning curve. Like I've always been really strong over race distance, and then it's actually something I've struggled with since I've moved to a Superbike. And yes, I know it's not my fitness, because I do believe I'm probably the fittest guy in the paddock, but it's something that I've had to change my riding style to suit the electronics, to suit the tyre, and I feel like this year we're starting to make a lot of progress with that, and that showed at Morgan Park. Like, you know, being able to come through at the end and actually show my fitness and be able to show why I get up and train so much, it was great to be able to do that. So yeah, I think that's definitely something that we're working on, and I think we're making big steps towards.
Phillip Island is known for changing conditions. Is that the thing for you that makes it the hardest to ride around here, more than like temperature or a bit of rain or whatever? The wind at this place, hard to deal with?
It is. Like, it just changes the bike so much. Like, I actually really enjoy a tailwind around here. Yep. Like I really enjoy the support that the wind gives through 11 and 12. They're 2 corners that I feel like I actually struggle with to get in. So when we've got a tailwind around there, it's really good. You can almost like bank those corners, where when you start to get a headwind and you're getting pushed out in those corners, as you'd know, turn 12 is so hard to get into. When you have the wind go the opposite way, it can just completely transform the bike. And then all of a sudden, these things arise that you haven't dealt with all weekend. So that's just things we need to take into consideration.
Exactly. Now, going back to the championship, with that strong round you had at Morgan Park, 4th in the championship now, what's the rest of the season look like for Broc, and what's going to be a realistic goal? Where do you reckon you can finish?
I definitely would like to be top 3 in the championship. Like, it's my goal and my expectation. That's what I'm wanting from myself and the team, and realistically, I would like to try and tick off a win. Yep. And if I tick it off this weekend, then great, we'll try and do a couple more before the year's out. But yeah, we've got 3 rounds left to get that done. So I think if we can really start to, you know, put those results in, it's going to elevate our championship. And yeah, I mean, Mike was behind us in the championship up until QR. You know, he had a good result and really leapfrogged, and you know, it just shows a good couple of weekends can make a huge difference. So you know, 3rd's not just that's not the ceiling. But yeah, we'll see how we go.
Well, it's great to see you on the pace again, and we wish you all the best.
Awesome, thanks, Chris.
Look how ginger they are heading around there, and that is an indication that, see, like, no one's got their knee anywhere near the ground there. That's an indication of not being comfortable, because on this warm-up lap, you really do want to try and get your knee down at least once.
So it's going to be very, very interesting, and I think you'll find with the amount of spray that's going to be coming up, someone that gets a good lead is going to be in a very good position. They will start it out of their dry qualifying grid positions, and that is Josh Waters, Crew Halliday and Harry Voigt on the front row of the grid. After CC's Mike Jones and Glenn Allerton out of row 2.
Brian Starring, Broc Pearson and Max Stauffer's row 3. Row 4, Anthony West, Cameron Dunker and Matty Walters.
Johnny Littress, Paris Hardwick and Ryan Yanko on row 5, with South Australian Ty Lynch, West Australian Adam Senior and New South Welshman Josh Sutherland on row 6.
Michael Kemp, Charles Holding, Noel Mann are your row 7, and row 8 it's Paul Linkenbach and Dwayne Tozer.
As everyone gets off the grid, the fast start procedure has been enacted to get these riders underway as soon as possible.
Got to also be careful of wheel spin in these conditions. You can already see the standing water on Waters' visor there, the clear visor. Everyone should be with a clear visor now.
So Halliday locks the visor down. We're ready to go racing. Superbikes are go. Good start from Halliday. He's in fact got a great start. He should lead them as they head down towards turn 1. Coming through the pack though is Pearson, your pick, Steve.
And CC's.
So Pearson and CC's, and also Maxi Stouffer are your top 3 as they go through turn 1 motor corner for the first time. Look at the spray coming up from all of those Pirelli wet tyres. Getting the water off the tarmac and putting it up into the air. Here comes Ant West as well up the inside of Cameron Dunker as they go through AMMF corner.
Well, you always knew Ant West was going to be making his way forward in this one, but yeah, keep an eye on Broc Pearson because my memory tells me he's really good in the wet and his legs are so long that he'll be able to get that knee down with less of an angle than everybody else as well. So I
think the first time he actually even rode that bike here at Phillip Island, it was a wet race and he did very well in it as well. Josh Waters and Mike Jones a little bit further back in the pack than what they're usually expecting.
Oh, we got a faller.
That's Arthur. Arthur CC's is down on the exit of Honda corner.
Let's hope that he's okay.
Bike's on the inside of the circuit, which will make it a little bit harder to extricate from there, but it's probably in the safety.
Yeah, it's fine.
It probably could be.
Yeah, but unfortunately Arthur just didn't let it bed in. He's pushed a little bit too hard, a little bit too early. That leaves Broc Pearson with the slight gap over Glenn Allerton.
Yep, the 2 picks that we suggested before this race are our early race leaders. Max Stouffer and Ant West up there as well. All riders that we mentioned, along with the man that you mentioned, Steve, Ty Lynch, up there on board bike number 85.
Well, keep an eye on Ty Lynch, okay? But we did mention and say that just about everybody was fast. But it has taken Josh Waters a little bit of time to bet himself in. Normally he's a man that in the wet is untouchable. Bit of a moment there from
Allerton.
Allerton in 4th place there. No, that was Anthony West that had that moment. He's just going up the inside there, and we've got a red flag out now.
So red flag has caused an early stoppage to this race.
I wonder if that is because of Arthur Cece's
yeah, it looks like Arthur is needing medical attention there from the race safe. The best race medical crew in motorsport in Australia, doing a great job there to be immediately on the scene to assist Arthur.
Well, if you want to talk about pressure cooker, like it just, right now, I mean, it is just absolutely crazy.
Plenty more action coming up here from Phillip Island. Back shortly. And welcome back. We are at Phillip Island. Thanks very much to Visit Victoria to sample the magnificent Phillip Island circuit for round 5 of the My Bike Motorcycle Insurance Australian Superbike Championships presented by Motul. Right, we're ready to go racing for AMA Warehouse Superbike race number 2. Superbikes are go, and a great start from Harry Voigt. You were wondering how good he was, and he's great in the wet on the second start for this AMA Superbike race number 2 as the AMA Warehouse machines make their way down in towards turn 1. Pearson up into second. Where is the fast starting Arthur CC's? He's, well, he didn't make it back to the start. He would have been the red flag. That's why he's not out there. Ant West is up into 4th position.
There you go. Watch out,
Westy, keep an eye out for him.
And who was that just nipped through on the inside as well? Was that Glenn Allerton again making his way forward?
Yep, Allerton up into 2nd place. Westy into 3rd. Harry Voigt slipped back to 4th. Josh Waters also coming up the inside of Voigt to make the running through turn 3.
Look, Waters has to be super careful. He's got a lot to lose. He can't really afford to have something go wrong in this race.
Ty Lynch also up the inside, going up the inside of Waters down into turn 4.
The 2 Yamaha riders are back. Crew Halliday and Mike Jones got bad starts compared to the first part of this race. But Westy, yeah, keep an eye on him. Where's Ty Lynch? Up to 7th. Keep an eye on that name, Ty Lynch.
Pearson leads them up through Dunlop Corner, then it is Allerton, then it is West, and then it is Ty Lynch. So obviously the Michelin tyres working well for Ty Lynch, then it's Max Stouffer, and then Josh Waters. Bit of a gap back then to, looks like Harry Voigt, the next rider through. After Waters, across the top of Ducati we go and down into Pirelli. Oh, both feet off the pegs there for Broc Pearson.
Oh, Westy!
Big moment there for Westy on the front end.
And Ty Lynch says, thank you very much, I'll take that place too. That puts Ty Lynch into 3rd place in this Superbike race.
Well, remember, Ty Lynch is a Superbike rookie. This is his first ever year on board the Superbike. I think he's going up the inside of Allerton there, is he? He's obviously liking the wet conditions.
Look, he just needs to settle down, and somebody tell him it's the first lap.
Well, also, I spoke to him this morning, and he said that riding a Superbike round here in the dry is just absolutely daunting. After coming up many years on a super sport machine, doesn't seem to be minding it in the wet too much, though.
Look, great job there. There's Allerton's team.
Paul Grant Mitchell on the left and Jake Skate on the right. Of course, Jake Skate, a very experienced crew chief, has worked with Joel Kelso in MotoGP and also working in the Moto America Championship as well.
And they're looking a little bit nervous as well, aren't they? But as they should do, because these conditions are pretty hairy.
Well, Paul Grant Mitchell, not only a great mechanic, he's also a very handy rider himself as well. As we see Pearson still leading, the GT Racing BMW M1000 of Allerton still sitting in 2nd place.
Westy up the inside.
Well, Westy and Waters both up the inside of Ty Lynch, who's gone back to 5th place now. Maxi Stouffer still sitting there as well.
This is a pretty good battle for a wet race.
Lynch back up the inside of Waters.
Yeah, wow, that's pretty impressive. And it's the last thing that Waters wants. He just wants to stay clear of everybody and pick up as many points as he can.
A Ducati replay now of this entry into turn 4. You can see Pearson, once again, almost both feet coming off the pegs. Both Waters and West up the inside of Ty Lynch. Thought Waters was going to go up the inside there at AMMF corner. So you've got Ty Lynch, the Superbike rookie.
Mike Jones, not a good race for him at the moment. He's down in 10th position. Crew Halliday's in 12th. For the championship points, that's not good for Mike Jones. Fastest lap, though, Anthony West with a 49.2.
Harry Voigt's into the pits as well on the 2nd of the McMartin Racing with Kate.
Here goes West.
Westy up the inside. Can't quite get the job done on Broc Pearson. Pearson looking for that.
Oh, there we go.
Ty Lynch is down at turn 4 Honda corner.
Yeah, he was just like, he had time, lap 3 out of 9, he had time to make it, you know, he was in a good position, but look, I think Harrison Voigt's just gone, you know what, I don't feel comfortable, that's it for me today.
Well, the other thing is he's probably going to go back to Europe to continue the rest of the season over there, so he doesn't want to do anything stupid and jeopardise that.
Not much point at all, but let's just have a look on the Ducati replay of Anthony West up the inside, but keep an eye on Ty Lynch as well. Ty Lynch just on the right-hand side of the screen, just loses, hard to say if it was the front or the rear, but
and how close was Josh Waters to that? Nearly would have been a cause for consternation for the championship leader.
Yeah, literally. But look at Waters. This is what Waters does. He just sits there. He'll warm everything up. This is what Ty Lynch should have done. Warm everything up, settle in, relax, and then, you know, halfway through the race, there's still plenty of time, then go with how you feel. But you really do need to give yourself a long time in the wet to get rid of all of those risks. Hey, look at Max Stouffer too. Stouffer's coming on strong.
He certainly is. This is Josh Waters' 156th Superbike start in the Australian Championship. So Waters a very, very experienced campaigner, and he's doing exactly what we said that he did in Sydney earlier on this year, Steve, when the wet race, he let it just sort of cruise around for a couple of laps, then put the head down after 2 or 3 laps and was able to pull away.
And there he goes, up the inside.
Victory, up the inside of Ant West.
Through the Yamaha corner, makes that look easy.
Of course, remember that Josh Waters comes from Mildura. A lot of good speedway riders have come from Mildura. All the Waters brothers don't mind getting the bikes a little bit sideways and riding in slippery conditions.
Why is he so good in the wet? It never rains in Mildura.
Well, I think it's probably slippery tracks that they're riding on more so than just wet ones, because they do a lot of training in the backyard. Ant West has raced all over the world, and Max Stouffer is a young up-and-coming rider. Have a look at this on the Ducati replay. Stouffer going up the inside of the Rainmaster West on the run into a Honda corner. Then he has a big out-of-the-seat moment. Westy comes back around the outside and has actually got the inside running into Dunlop corner, and Maxie just goes straight across the front of him into that corner. That's confidence in the front end of that Penrite Yamaha.
Yeah, well, Max certainly had a bit of a warning there. Got lucky. I would say that was a similar thing that happened to Arthur Cece's, but Max got lucky there and got away with it. So you can just see Westy there looking over his shoulder to see who else is coming. I can tell you now, Anthony, that you've got literally 8-second gap back to the next spot. So this is your chance at an ASBK podium. I think that Westy's had one before, I believe, when he filled in for the Penrite Honda, but not in a long, long time.
Yeah, that was quite a few years ago on the Honda Superbike. I think it may have even been at Wakefield Park.
It was.
Back in the day before it was renamed to be One Raceway, where we head for the next round of the championship. And Paris Hardwick, Steve, is up to 6th position on the back of Glenn Allerton. Westy fights back at Dunlop corner, up the inside now. The battle for the final place on the podium, and the opportunity to talk to Chris Vermeulen after this race is well and truly on. The battle for the lead's well and truly on as well, with only 0.8 of a second between Broc, Pearson and Josh Waters now.
Well, you know that Pearson's going to go all out for the win. You know that.
He was disappointed he didn't get the race win over Mike Jones at a dry and, very, very grippy Morgan Park circuit. Now we're at a very slippery Phillip Island circuit, and the battle has been resumed with a different protagonist.
Yeah, well, Pearson has nothing to lose in the championship. He should lay it on the line. Waters, everything to lose. The same here. Both of these guys just want that podium so bad. Unfortunately, only one of them can get him. You can see Max's Yamaha moving around there, but Pearson again looks like he's pulled out a bit of a gap. 1 point, well, there's not that much in it, half a second. Cameron Dunker, of course, not quite as much experience riding a superbike in the wet, so this is a good result for him.
Yeah, this is Dunker's first year and Paris's second year on board a superbike, so both of them relatively inexperienced.
But I tell you that Paris Hardwick and the MotoGo team would have to be pretty happy if they can pull off this 7th or even 8th position or 6th. Be fantastic. Allerton having a pretty quiet ride out there in 5th, but still solid points.
Just looking to see where the number 67 MotoGo Yamaha is. It's not out there, but I do notice that the number 21 Ducati has got ahead of the Desmo Sport Ducati, so it is Waters now up into the race lead. He's done the fastest lap of the race on the last lap with a 1:44.012.
The amount of concentration it takes to ride in these conditions is just insane. But you can be assured that Broc is going to have a go back. He really is. Like, I don't know what Waters is playing at, but Pearson wants this win more than Waters does.
He's been, he's counting on that. This is the last lap. He's only got to hold it together for another 4.45 kilometres. And here comes Max down the inside of Westy on the run into Motul corner. Can he get the bike stopped and turned? Well, I thought he might have run a little bit wide. He probably did run a fraction wide, but enough that he can keep it on track. So the final lap is well and truly underway, Steve.
Yeah.
The lead as they went through, intermediate number 1 for Waters was 0.1 of a second. Here comes Pearson up the inside at turn 4. He desperately wants to take this race win.
And yeah, interesting to see where Waters made the move, but at the moment it is Pearson, and you can be assured that he will strike back again. Knee on the ground now, a little bit more confidence there. And Hardwick just behind the number 3 now. Cam Dunker takes that position and moves up to 6th.
Well, Pearson has 3 podiums to his name.
Oh, there we go. Who's that?
I think that's Max. That's Max Stouffer. Is down and out in the battle for 3rd position.
Oh, Max.
So here comes Pearson down into Pirelli corner. He has got enough of the lead that I think he's going to take his first ever victory.
Do not say that yet. In these conditions, anything can happen, Phil. He is pushing on the limit. He doesn't know how far behind he is. He's come up on a back marker, and you can see the bike moving around there. He's got to get through this final corner.
So Pearson out of the final corner now and set sail for the finish. Comes down to the line, he comes, and he will take his first ever win in the AMA Superbike category this weekend for the AMA Warehouse. A great win there for Broc Pearson. takes the win by 1.2 seconds over Josh Waters. Anthony West will take third position. Chris, congratulations to Broc Pearson, the young real estate agent from the Gold Coast, has put a sold sign up at Phillip Island this weekend, taking race 2 victory by 1.2 seconds over Josh Waters, the championship leader. Ant West on the podium, his first podium for quite some time, and definitely his first for the Addicted to Track team. Glenn Allerton, another Rain legend, in 4th place. Cameron Dunker in 5th. Hardwick in 6th. Mike Jones in 7th. Yanko in 8th. Adam Senior in 9th. Great to see the West Australian get a top 10 finish, and Crew Halliday rounded out that top 10. First win for Broc Pearson in the ASBK Championship. He'll be joining Chris Vermeulen, Josh Waters and Ant West down at the podium. Let's head there now.
Yeah, thanks very much, guys. I am here with the podium finishers for the AMA Warehouse Superbike Race 2. What a race 2, wet as well, delayed, a red flag, but I'm really happy to say Anthony West here with me on the podium. Thanks, Westy. What a race.
Yeah, thanks, man. It's been a while. Should have been here a bit earlier, but big thanks to my team. They've been working hard. From the moment I started with them, the bike's been improving. They've been putting a lot of work in, and the results have been sort of looking like we're going to get there. We haven't put it together yet, and this is a good boost for all of us to finish off the season, and hopefully we can get a few more in the dry. But yeah, that was a hard race. The Ducatis are way too good on the electronics, and my thing was backing in on the entry, so it was a bit hard to ride, but happy to be on the podium.
Oh, it's great to see you here, and we hope to see you again.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks, guys.
There you go. It's our 3rd place man. 2nd place finisher was Josh Waters and extends the championship lead. Josh, difficult situation for you with the championship, I guess, thinking about as well, but trying to go for a race win.
Yeah, it was, first of all, congrats to Broc. He rode really, really good. So conditions were dodgy then. So same for everyone. I didn't have a fantastic feel at the start. I just had to feel my way into it, and then I got into the lead with a lap to go. So it was pretty crazy. Great for the championship, but we've still got 2 rounds to go.
You do? And do you like riding in this wet because you are fast?
Normally I don't, like yourself, you're a legend in the wet. You never, I'd imagine, enjoyed it. I don't enjoy it, but maybe from dirt tracking since I was a wee tacker, it helps. Yeah, good feel, but I don't enjoy it.
Well, fingers crossed, we're going to get some more dry races, and good luck for the next round.
Thanks heaps.
There you go, it's our 2nd place finisher, Josh Waters, and race winner, first time ever race winner in the AMA Superbike Championship class, Broc Pearson. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. That was really cool. I had really good starts, and when I saw the rain before that race, Benny said, "This one's yours," and I was thinking it, but I didn't want to say it. And look, Josh rode a great race. Credit to him for having a crack in his position. But he did this to me at Sydney, and today I was like, nah. But yeah, super happy to get the win. I love coming away with the boys. I love my day job, but this definitely gets the adrenaline going. So yeah, I want to thank them for all the work. It's been 2 long years on this bike, and yeah, we've grabbed a win today, and I'm really lucky to have such a supportive team and family and friends, and yeah, hopefully it's just a start.
Well, again, congratulations, very well deserved, and good luck for the next ones.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
And there's your round top 3. Josh Waters taking the round win from Broc Pearson and Glenn Allerton. That's round 5 done. Next we head to the One Raceway, the new circuit at Goulburn in New South Wales for round 6 of the championship, and then the grand final, the 8th to the 10th of November at the Bend Motorsport Park in South Australia. But from Phillip Island and round 5, it's goodbye, and we'll see you at Wakefield Park.